What's up, Taiwan? I'm Ethan Liu. 10 minutes of news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Taiwan is set to roll out subsidized counseling for women with postpartum depression.
30%到50%的孕产妇，她会生完之后突然就会觉得，好像已经人生好像进入一个很奇怪的状态，她会压抑很厉害，睡不着觉。
The plan for mothers comes after Taiwan's government started a similar program giving young people free mental health counseling sessions. It's part of an effort to support the nearly 130,000 women in Taiwan giving birth each year. Research shows that 20% of women experience postpartum depression in the weeks after giving birth. Symptoms can include feelings of intense anxiety and sadness, and in extreme cases can lead to suicide. Police in central Taiwan are investigating a case of deliberate harm done to trees. 4 trees in Changhua were found with holes drilled into their roots and wilted leaves. This led police to suspect they had been poisoned. 40 other trees were found vandalized in similar ways in the same county last month. Authorities say they're investigating whether the cases are related and are searching for the culprits.
这个一定是人为因素，因为钻孔全部都是看得出来是有凿洞的一个工具，因为它的孔径都是相同的，而且4颗水黄皮都是有3个面向被凿洞，这应该是属于一种区域破坏。
Taiwan could see drought conditions sooner than expected this year as water supplies fall. The water level in Taoyuan's Shimen Reservoir has dropped to just over half of its capacity after cold weather and the lack of rainfall. The reservoir is Taiwan's 3rd largest. Taoyuan's government has set up a response team and opened extra water recycling centers to prepare for a possible drought. Officials are urging the public to conserve water. Volunteers in eastern Taiwan have cleaned up the coasts of Turtle Island ahead of the annual tourist season. Bryn Thomas takes a look.
Stand on the shores of Taiwan's east coast, near Ilan County, and look out into the Pacific. You'll see Turtle Island, an uninhabited, dormant volcano 9 kilometers out to sea. Until recently, if you looked a little closer, you could have also seen piles of garbage on its shores. That was until February 28th, when 700 volunteers ferried to the island for a cleanup.
它在龟尾这一块呢，它这样退潮的时候，一样就是跟它的潮汐、洋流的流动有关系，所以会卡在龟尾这一块。那昨天清理的垃圾形态，大部分就是最多的品项还是保特瓶居多。
They collected a whopping 3,500 kilograms of garbage. Although Turtle Island is a conservation area, tides bring plastic bottles, fishing gear, and other litter to its shores. Much of Taiwan's coastal areas are awash with trash from inside and outside the country, and few of those get the attention that Turtle Island does. Volunteers here want to make sure it's looking ship-shape for tourist season.
今年呢，我们3月1号正式开岛欢迎所有的游客。 扶老携幼来这边登岛，来旅游。
For the moment, Turtle Island shores are looking pristine for summer tourists. Unfortunately, the same cannot be said for most of Taiwan's 1.5 thousand kilometers of coastline. Scott Huang and Bryn Thomas for TaiwanPlus.
A man in New Taipei is the last keeper of a great tradition of craftsmanship in Taiwan, the making of pine soot ink sticks for calligraphy. Zhang Van Trist takes us into his studio to watch this master at work.
Chen Juntian's machines have been humming in his workshop for decades now. They turn pine soot and a blend of other ingredients into prized ink sticks, essential tools for the ancient art of Chinese calligraphy. The work is partly mechanized these days, but it still takes a master craftsman's intuitive touch honed through years of experience to tell when each step of the process is done. The art of making quality ink sticks requires constant, close supervision. After the ingredients reach the right moisture and consistency and the air bubbles are squeezed out, it's put into molds for pressing. A seesaw-like device gets the mixture tightly packed in. It's tough, dirty work, and there's a lot that can ruin a batch of new ink sticks.
照顾墨很累啊，因为你要每天去了解天气的湿度和温度啊。有时候天气骤降，你会来不及啊，因为墨我刚刚有讲，它会翘，来不及翻你就歪掉了。
This need for constant supervision means Chen is rarely away from his workshop. It's a hard life Chen never wanted. The machines in the workshop once belonged to his father, Chen Jiade. This is an ink stick maker with a big reputation, as Taiwan's calligraphers will tell you.
在我们台湾这个陈家的老师傅，他做的这个手工墨，在同等级的墨里面是算是相当不错的。
But his father's business is a tough one with long hours. Chen only quit his job to follow this path after his father, now in his 80s and retired, had a fall. The accident made him realize that this is an art without an heir, and he was right. Today, no one else in Taiwan is making pine soot ink sticks this way. He has inherited rare and elaborate molds used to press beautiful designs into ink sticks, as well as a massive 5-kilogram ink stick he made with his father. But his isn't an entirely one-man operation. When it's time to add gold lacquer accents, he calls on a friend of his who happens to be skilled at the job.
真的要真的磨耐心，还要再细心，做事也蛮认真的。他有气喘，所以他对做墨这要出力的部分的话是很费力的。
With the help of his machines and his friend, Chen can turn out 50 ink sticks a day. But ready-made ink and cheap Chinese imports make for tough competition, connoisseurs aside. That's why these days, Chen's also turned to other endeavors using the same techniques of working with ink soot. Chen says this way, he's not only able to make a living, but also keep his ancient craft relevant for new generations. Kama Xu and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.
Sky lanterns are a common sight in Taiwan during the Lantern Festival, but beautiful as they are, the waste they leave behind is a headache for locals. As Leslie Liao reports, volunteers are using the waste to teach school children a valuable lesson.
It's a beautiful sight. Over 100 lanterns take to the night sky as people celebrate Lantern Festival in New Taipei. But what goes up must come down, and all these lanterns are destined to fall back to the ground, becoming garbage. While the lanterns are festive, their impact on the environment is anything but. A group of volunteers lead school children through the mountains around Pingxi, where the kids do a bit of cleanup. They collect the fallen lanterns, picking them up off the ground and even poking them out of trees. It's a valuable lesson for the kids.
我们就是在放天灯的同时，没有去顾到自然。但是如果我们有一个，我们去捡的时候又会觉得很麻烦，所以你就不会去想去捡。但是我觉得感谢老师给我们，就是这一次可以给我们这个体验。
Volunteers are not only gathering the fallen lanterns, but also breaking them down for easier disposal. The group leader says it's important to teach these lessons early on.
如果可以从小就培养这些环境教育的意识的话，那后面你可能就是长大之后就是一个种子，然后你可以继续再开枝散叶，甚至你不是只有影响自己而已，你还可以影响到你旁边最亲的家人，你的家人还可以继续再散出去这样。
Releasing lanterns isn't an activity exclusive to this time of year in Pingxi. Tourists flock here year-round to take part in the tradition, which means the waste they leave behind is a constant problem. Though this activity only seeks to address the waste problem in the short term, the lessons these children learn here could well stay with them for the rest of their lives. Klein Wang and Leslie Liao for TaiwanPlus.
A woman in southern Taiwan has spared no expense in showing her religious dedication. The devout worshiper donated 2 elaborate pieces to a temple in Jiayi. One is a giant dragon with scales made from 1,600 pieces of mullet roe, a pricey delicacy often eaten around Lunar New Year. The other is a phoenix made from 180 kilograms of ginger root. The woman said the 2 pieces cost around $25,000 to make. Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. You can visit the TaiwanPlus website and follow our social media for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Before we go, check out these costumes from period films and TV shows up for auction in the UK. I'm Ethan. Take care, and I'll see you next time.